James Dennis. This is a debate that's been sparked here recently. Mark Martin. There's another guy who never got a championship. Junior Johnson. Let's see. Who's another guy? Throw Carl Edwards in there, too. That's a good one. Even though he cut his own career short there. Let's see here. All right, so we got a poll up. Who is the better driver of guys who haven't won a championship? I forgot to put that in the poll question. But I've got Carl Edwards, Mark Martin, James Dennis, Alan Hamlin, and Junior Johnson. Right now with 7 votes, 57% going with Mark Martin. So we'll leave that up and see what gets going throughout the deal. The reason, of course, this debate became a debate is because Denny Hamlin has 51 wins. Mark Martin has 40-something. 820-something starts for Mark Martin, 640-something, I want to say off the top of my head, for Denny Hamlin. I was just recently looking at this. I don't walk around with those numbers in my head. But Mark Martin has way more top tens and way more races. But the big debate, in my opinion, what it comes down to is this. Mark Martin built Roush Racing. So he didn't walk into an established organization. He didn't have veterans to lean on. I think that's what this argument comes down to. Denny Hamlin was always with Joe Gibbs ever since he was with the touring series. So he had people when he got there that he could talk to. He had, your Bobby Labontes, your Tony Stewarts. He had guys like that to talk to and get better. Mark Martin had Mark Martin and Jack Roush. Like for the longest, it was a one-car team. The other aspect of that is it's a multi-car team over there for Denny Hamlin's career, whereas Mark Martin, most of his career at Roush, it was a single car team. They eventually got the other team in there. So there's various differences about it. But the end all be all to this particular argument is this. If you're sitting somebody in a race car, would you rather have Mark Martin or would you rather have Denny Hamlin? Because we saw with Mark Martin, and I think about 2009 when he went to Hendrick, he reeled off 5 wins when, let's be honest, he was past his prime, but he was finally sitting in elite equipment. Not that there were times that Roush had elite equipment, but when he went and sat in that Hendrick elite equipment that Jimmy Johnson won multiple championships in, Jeff Gordon won multiple championships in, he reeled off 5 wins in 2009. So it is what it is, right, at the end of the day. So let's see here. Somebody was asking for the looks like I caught it out the corner of my eye. So I would put Mark Martin in that card just to finish that thought. Nothing against Denny Hamlin. I think Denny Hamlin's a great race car driver, regardless of what people think of him outside of the sport. I think he is a great race car driver. But I would pick Mark Martin in that particular debate. And the other two in here that aren't getting mentioned as much in the and Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards right now, 18%, 50% for Mark Martin, 18% for Denny Hamlin, and Junior Johnson, 14%. So there you go.